Well, good morning folks, welcome back to Oakfield Farm. We're back, it's a lovely spring morning. We have got, over there, Jack is out busy spreading some fertilizer onto some of our grassland to get that growing again. And we've got, today, we've got Barry coming in a little bit, he's going to be out and about. But it's been a while since we last had our weekly catch-ups really. As you can see, it's springtime, so it's been about 6-7 months since we last caught up. And I'm going to take you through a few things we've got to do, but first, before we can do any of that, we've just got to get some cattle fed this morning. So, what we're going to do, start that, we're going to head down here, get a few silage bales. We've got the young beef stock up here at the moment, who are doing quite well actually, but we just need to get them all fed up this morning and see how well they're doing. So we'll get you. Need to put the doits onto the feeder quite quickly, I would guess. Get that done. But yeah, we're running out of fodder at the moment. We're hoping that, like I say, with the grassland that we're spreading fertilizer on at the moment, I'm hoping that's going to start to come through pretty strong, because I need to get these cattle out onto some grass, and then I can afford to just give them kind of mineral really, and they should be good to go. As it stands right now, they are eating pretty much everything I've got, which is less than ideal. But, you know, we've got to keep them fed up. We are trying to sell these for beef at the end of the day, so we need to make sure they're good and healthy and strong. Move that up there. That's perfect. Don't put my phone away. So, we've got a few things that we're going to do today. First of all, we're just going to get these guys fed up very quickly, and then we need to look at, we're doing a little bit of tidying up. There's a project I want to work on here in the yard that's going to just make things that bit easier. We're getting some new fertilizer silos coming in very shortly, and I want to add in some, I want to clear a space which has always just been like the scrap space really, and I think I cleared that out with you guys once before, actually many years ago. But I want to do that again just to get on top of it so that we can clear a space, put some concrete on the floor, build a bit of a surrounding, and then ideally I want to be able to build a proper fertilizer store there. Get some big bins in so we've got sufficient space to put them all in, because the cost of fertilizer, I've noticed, does one thing and one thing only, that's go up the more you're going to need it. So if I can buy it in bulk when it's cheapest, might be able to save the farm a little bit of money there. So that's what we're gonna aspire to do. So I'm gonna get a block of hay in here just to fill these guys up. And then yeah, they might be alright for straw for now. We'll leave that, I think. Let's get those 2 bales of hay there. But as you can see, those of you may remember last summer actually, this shed was full of hay, that one over there was all but full of hay. We did have a lot. We're flying through it actually, we really are. But we should just survive, I think. Should be good. Excellent. Alright, now I'll keep them going for a little while. And now we'll stick this back into here. So how you all been anyway? Hope everything is going fantastically well. It's a chilly old morning here. It is a bit cold. The temperature's around about 3 or 4 degrees, I think. We're desperately trying to start working on some land. When Barry does come in, his Fent is currently parked up on the hillside. He was over there yesterday. That's the 1050 we've still got. That was over yesterday, disking down some stubble so we can get into there. We're really trying to get ahead on everything there, because we need to get going, but it's not proven all that easy. In fact, you can just see the field that he was in, the field in front of where that castle ruin is there. He's got one strip done, you can see, but yeah, last few days we've just been able to start getting in. It's been atrociously wet as well recently. It's been really, really wet. How are they doing for water here as well? Oh, not great. We have to come back and use a tanker. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna run this through, and then we'll put the we're gonna put the water tanker on, make sure they're looking good for water. We've bought a few new things since you were last here, so we're best going to have a look at what's going on there. Let's just crank up the Deutz though. And there it goes, just like that. So we'll get this all emptied out. I'm not sure if they'll take all of it. They probably will actually. see how that's all going, with the aim of us getting ourselves looking after them for the day, and then that's then pretty much done. Alright then, that is the trough all but done there. I love the sound of the Deutz when you get it firing though. Doesn't she sound beautiful? So we'll just take this back. What's left in here now all mixed up, there's not a great deal, but whatever there is left in here, we'll use this later on, get them all topped up there a little bit, and then they'll be good this evening. The grass is starting to grow in the paddock here, not lots, but it's starting to give you some hope, so that's good news, and I'm hoping that's going to continue for a little while. We had some good weather, like I say, well, some poor weather, and now we're getting some good weather, which should turn this around that corner and get us up and running really. Stick this back into here. At the moment now we've got next to nothing in the ground. We've had a bit of a break season, so we've got a lot of spring crops to get planted pretty quickly. Got to get the drill going, but it's just too cold at the moment. Just can't get anywhere near where we want to be. But we'll start to get the land work down, so when it is good to go, it's going to be all pedal to the metal. So let's just leave you there, drop you off. That's fantastic. Oh, crashing into my own walls there. That's better. Alright, so, fortunately where the water tanker is, I'm just going to hook up to it and then turn the PTO, and then we can leave this be for a little while. And that's the cattle all taken care of really, so we'll just spin around there. All part of the morning routine really. We've got some sheep now as well. That's one of the main crucial things that we've updates. Now we went for sheep because they're going to be quite good as part of our stock rotation really, which we'll incorporate into some of our crop rotations, where we're going to be putting almost a break crop of grass into each cycle really. And to do that, I figured it would be good if we got some sheep to graze down that grass as well, the grass that we're not mowing for hay at least. Then it's going to give us ideal and perfect conditions for free organic matter really, with the sheep on there, and they'll just keep the grass contained as well. So figured that was a good idea. Now we're going to leave that to go for a little bit longer, and then once it's all done I'll come back to you. We're going to have a little bit of a wander and see what today's project's going to be, along with many others. Alright, job done, just like that. So, I'm going to have a bit of a wander. That's pretty much the last of our straw right now. We need to get a little bit more from somewhere at some stage, but we're going to see us through for now. Now you may recall, about 8-9 months ago, we actually dug a natural lake. Well, I say natural, man-made lake into one of our grass fields over there. We turned into an arable field, and we used this here excavator to do it. Now since then we've actually gone ahead and bought this. This was the end of the year purchase that we decided to pick up quite cheaply actually, because it's second hand there. It's got a lot of hours on the clock, but it's in great nick. And yeah, we're going to be using this and contracting it out where possible, just to other farmers really, and do a few little contract jobs with it. It's a pretty handy little tool to have. It works well. Get on with it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do with it. Get up to it. We've got a vehicle coming in the immediate future, in the not too distant future, actually, to get rid of all this junk. This is all scrap that, well, most of it's mine. These are some old grain elevators from when I did the dryer. A few bits and pieces of diesel tanks and stuff like that, but some of it's friends that had nowhere to store it, so they chucked it down here. Moral of the story is though, it's going. We're gonna bin it all today. By doing that, we're gonna give this whole area back to the possibility to be kind of used for something. So I want to use it. We're gonna make this kind of like our fertilizer store here, and then there we're gonna store bags of fertilizer and our that's a new to us spray bowser as well. So you can see we're going to be kind of making this a designated area really, but all we need to do to make this work is just to kind of clear all this junk out. I've got a few other things to get started with now whilst we wait for the truck to come. I've got to get the John Deere ready to roll on the plow, to go and do some plowing if it's dry enough, and if it's not quite dry enough then we're going to probably try and pull a top down with it, I think, as well. So we'll go and see what's looking likely up there. So we'll come back when this is all kind of cleared up there, and we'll show you what it's all looking like. Alright folks, welcome back. We've got ourselves sorted out there. It's dried up actually. That is the sun. It's come out, so we're going to take the John Deere. took all morning for it to arrive though. It's pretty late in the day, so it's, well, what is it now? It is approximately 3:30, so we're not going to have too much light left in the day, but what we are going to do is take our tractor. This is the 8345 John Deere, so for those of you who may remember, we did go plump to get an 8R, but we didn't get the 84. That was a little bit too big for what we needed when we got the fence still, so this seemed to make much more sense. Press the wrong spool valve, there we go. So we're going to take this one down. I've been busy all morning, so we're going to have a look at what we've done. And we'll have a quick see at what that's looking like before we go off and start getting the plow into the ground really for the rest of the day. I got some hardcore delivered, which is looking good right now. We've got far too much, but we're going to have to, we've got somewhere else we're going to use that. I'm trying to put a new grain store up down next to where the straw facility was, so that's where that's going to get shipped off to. But yeah, this is not too bad. It's nice and solid, nice and flat. Like I say, we're going to get a brick wall coming in along here, and then along the hedgerow, and then probably ending somewhere out here. And that's going to give us space to get all of our silos that we need lined up in there. And then we'll be good, give us a nice, safe, clean area in which to load them. At the moment, they're stuck around the back next to where the trailers are. And to be honest, it just doesn't work very well for me. I don't really like it. So that's what we're thinking there. But yeah, very pleased with how this worked. Got rid of all that junk, which is great. And then we're going to get ourselves a nice new area out of it as well. So now we're going to head off. We'll get the plow in the ground for the first time this spring there, and we'll get everything turned over and looking good. Like I say, the weather's giving us that brief little window too. What we are turning over here, this land is going to go to spring barley, so which will be good to get that done, and then we can. It's like it gets plowed over once every 4 years really. So this is the year. Came off a year of being set aside as well, so we're going to bury in any of the dead matter on the top, which will probably be a fair bit, and then yeah, the rest of it will just be kept nicely for the spring barley coming in. So we've got quite a lot of work to do here. We've still got Barry and Jack. Jack was just up the yard there actually, and checking him for the end of the day. But they're both are great workers actually, really good additions to the team since we've had them. And yeah, trying to keep them as happy as possible, because yeah, if you keep your workers happy, then they're less inclined to go and look for a new job elsewhere. So that's what we've been doing effectively. Yeah, it's always better to come down here in the springtime or the winter, because all the trees and the roadsides have died back a little bit. Makes it all the more better. But we're going to spring into here. So this is looking like, there we go. Perfect. River's actually quite low for this time of year as well, which is very refreshing. Really refreshing to see that river quite so low actually. Those of you may remember once upon a time we had a horrible flood here about 2.5 years ago. That really burst its banks and came shooting through. But yeah, pleased to see we're not there anymore. Now I don't expect we're going to get too much done here. Certainly not all today, but we'll get a start, and then we'll just pick it on up tomorrow. If the weather stays the same, we're just waiting for it to warm up a little bit before we can actually get the plow in, to get the drill into the ground. And then once we do that, once we get that done, then we're gonna have to really run it hard, I think, and try and make the best of it. We traded in our plow. We went for a new one. It's the same width there, but it's got it's all one body rather than two. Nice looking plow, actually. I really like this. And yeah, what we need to do is we'll start ourselves up here. We'll get our GPS line in sync, and then we'll get ourselves away. And just like that, that's the first round done. We're gonna ourselves pick back into here. I'll have to come into this end and tidy up the bottom end properly, but we'll do that once we get ourselves all the way down there. And now we're just going to pace over. It's actually turning over really well. It's looking nice and dry actually on the bottom side, which is good news. But yeah, we're going to get all this plowed over. Plow skimming through it nicely, and then this field here is approximately, well, this is the biggest one. I think this is 30 acres-ish, maybe a little bit under. And then Barry is up on the top there and working away, so we'll get these two done. Barry will come down into this one to work this one through, and then I might actually put the switch over the cultivator onto here so we can get the drill onto the fen and get caught up there. If the weather stays like this, we'll be in a good state moving forward across the rest of the week, I should imagine. But yeah, there's a lot happening here now. We are really kicking on a little bit with the spring weather now kind of being favourable to us. We're going to get going. As you can see here, we've even got some blue sky out the window there, which looks great. So yeah, we're really going to try and do our best. If you do have any questions, comments or feedback about how the operation's been going over the last year, then don't forget to hit us up. We'll gladly respond to that one. And we will be back later on through the week, no doubt, with some more updates as well from Simulation for the Nations channel. Who very kindly agrees to host everything as always. Now we're just going to square this up, because we had the wrong GPS line in there at the beginning, so that's why we're all a bit out of kilter, but we'll just get that ploughed over there. Slow it down. Perfect. Always like to get that all kind of taken care of and done in the first couple of passes at least. And then up that goes, and then we're away. Excellent, and then it's on to the next one. So we're going to keep working through here. This John Deere is working fabulously. I'm still in two minds, and I'll let you know what we decide in relation to keeping the 1046 Fendt. So far, AGCO have been okay with us. Not ideal, but not the worst. We haven't really needed them for that tractor. It's been a stellar machine. But yeah, so that's where we kind of stand with that one. And we'll leave it here for now, though, folks. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button if you're yet to do so already. And we will see you in the next one. So until then, this has very much just been a very short, quick update of what's going on. And we will see you all later on down the line. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Enjoy what you're doing as always, but most importantly, happy farming.